What's good, party people? This is Voodoo in the Woods. I'm according to Woods. He is former U of MMA champion Pius Lobo, better known as Voodoo Maximus. And UFC 271 is upon us. That is the fight, the rematch between Bobby Knuckles, Robert Whittaker, and one Israel Adesanya. Voodoo, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. It is my pleasure, as always, to share the stage with my main man, 8 or more a day Woods. Let's go.
It definitely felt that way today, man. Back to back to back. I think I've been sitting at this chair for, I don't know, since 5 o'clock Pacific
There
Standard
you
Time.
go. There you go.
Not a bad problem to have, but it is definitely something. It is definitely something. But I can't be more thrilled to be here talking about this card with you. And I guess we should start off with the card, right? I mean,
That's it.
in the 170-pound division, we have Mike Methafina? It's Blood Diamond. Mike
Matita.
Math Etha. All right. Um,
Blood
he,
Diamond.
yes, absolutely. He's 3-0. He trains out of Israel Adesanya's camp. And apparently, according to Izzy, he's a bad motherfucker. And he's
Shut
going
your
up
mouth.
against, yes. And he's going up against a tough Jeremiah Wells, 9-2-1. Okay, Voodoo, what say you?
Wells is the safe bet. That's just the honest truth. He's a safe bet because you know he's been in the UFC much longer, and he's currently on the 3-5 winning streak. Actually, he's only had one fight in the UFC. He fought previously in the CFFC. He's on a 3-5 win streak. He's had a longer career, but he might be running into a younger, faster, uh, uh, did everything in one type individual. Back in the days, we would go to that gym and go to this gym and go to that gym. Now, there are places you can have all those pieces in one location. Who knows if Blood Diamond didn't start his career in such a place, expediting his skills to match the likes of a Jeremy Wells. Who knows? Jeremy Wells seems to be the one that should have this one, but I think there's something about this Blood Diamond character. If the hype is real and he comes out and he performs well, he's gonna blow up. I think he's got personality, and I look to see more. I'm gonna take a risk and go on Blood Diamond. See what's up.
Nothing wrong with that, but look at Jeremiah Wells' bloody topology picture. That motherfucker looks like he's been cut from granite.
Yeah.
He says, I'm here. Glad to have you with us, sister. But yeah, I'm going to go that way, assuming he doesn't get gassed the fuck out. So I'm going to
We
say
about to see.
Jeremiah Wells, second round, something. He's going to
And
do something in the second round for sure.
it's definitely worthy of a 50-50 split, uh, coin flip. And I wouldn't be surprised if this was a fight of the night type stuff right here, bro. We'll say,
Right off the bat.
yeah,
Hell yes.
right? Why not?
Why not?
Why
Why
not?
not? Yeah, so I got Jeremiah, you got the Blood Diamond.
Let's go.
Hell yes. Not to be confused with the next WWE show that's going to be held in pretty much a Blood Diamond type territory in Saudi
Yeah.
Arabia. Shout out to Saudi Arabia. Uh, but not of Saudi Arabia descent, at least not to my knowledge, is Sergey Morozov, who's 17-4. Good God, this guy has fought a while.
Hmm.
And he's from a gym called Erkin Kush, which might be something that Snoop Dogg might know about. I don't know. But he lost to Umar Nurmagomedov.
Hmm.
He's fought most of his career in M1 Global, which to me that's amazing because the Russians, I mean, they go hard in their MMA, but
Yeah.
also going hard in the MMA is the Brazilians and Douglas Silva de Andrade,
Yeah.
right, Andrade, right, because it's
Yeah.
not Andrade, but
Yeah.
Douglas de Silva, right, is 27-4. Also, pretty lengthy record. Um, he lost to Lerone Murphy, but beat Henan Barao, former UFC champion Henan Barao, but then
Barao.
lost to Piotr Jan pre
Hmm.
pre title.
Hmm.
Beat Marlon Chito Vera, lost against Rob Font.
Hmm.
He's got some good wins.
Hmm.
I
Hmm. Ah, seems my man is frozen. Um, this is a very interesting one, like you were saying. I totally agree. Um, but at the same time, I'm always gonna bet my. Well, no, 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 no. When I look at Sergey's record, things aren't what they seem. Yes, he's got finishes, lots of finishes, but but he loses to grapplers. Rear naked choke. He's only lost. Okay, here's a knockout decision, but he seems to have a grappling problem, and he's gonna be going in there against the Brazilian. I don't know, man. If he doesn't knock out the Brazilian immediately, it's gonna be a long day. So I'm gonna bet my money on. I don't even know who to pick. I'm gonna go De Silva, man. I'm gonna take a risk on De Silva,
don't think it's much of a risk. I'm going De Silva
right?
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And Takia says, "Wow, Jeremiah is not going to win against the Blood Diamond. I think Blood Diamond got this in the bag. Sorry, guys, but that's the wrong going win. Yeah, no, and that's the thing. You can disagree. We love that. We love open discourse, and we also love if we come back Sunday sometime, and it's like,
Yeah.
I got my fucking crow hanging out my mouth because I ate it and whatever. That's awesome, Takia. So, hell yeah. I hope you win. There we go. I like it. Now we
AJ
have
Dobson.
AJ Dobson 6-0 against Jacob Malkoun. These two
Mhm.
have the same amount of fights, but AJ Dobson has won all of them, where Malkoun
Mhm.
has lost one, and that
Mm.
loss was to a first round KO of Phil Hawes, or by Phil Hawes, I should say,
Mhm.
at the
Mhm.
undercard of the Habib Nurmagomedov Justin Gaethje fight in Fight Island, right?
Mm.
So we've got AJ Dobson, and Dobson looks to be the newer gents on the scene because he's
Mhm.
coming fresh off Dana White's Contender Series again. His rear naked choke, first round rear naked choke win against Hashim Arkhagaha. There we go. Arkhagaha. Sorry, Hashim, in your family name. I didn't mean whatever, but I actually did try to sound that out, and that's what I came up with. Blame my education. But Dobson, man, Dobson. This is Malkoun. Sorry, I broke voodoo. Finally. uh, so this is a rough one because obviously, um, you know, Malkoun has UFC experience already,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
And lost to a UFC notable in Phil Haas, right? Because that KO, I don't know if it was KO of the night, but it was definitely a memorable one,
It was
right?
vicious.
Yeah, it was.
I remember that.
Yeah.
It was in seconds.
No, 100%,
Mhm.
right? And but then you've got Dobson who's undefeated, but you could make an argument that maybe the contention that he faced might not have been the best in the world. But what is your thoughts?
Um, Malcolm needs this fight because he's coming off a loss. Everyone wants to come up with a win after a loss, so there's gonna be a push there. There's gonna be uh, uh, an attempt to strive for more. You know what I mean? But AJ Dobson is coming in and he wants to make a point as well. That he belongs, as he is also 6-0. And you already know we don't go against perfection. The man is 6-0, 6-0 for a reason. And we'll see what happens when he steps into the octagon on the biggest stage of them all in Texas. You know, so let's see. I'm gonna go with AJ Dobson on this one. On let me see. I'll say unanimous. No, split decision. I will call it a split decision because Malkoon is very, very good himself. So I'll go split decision on this one.
I'd say, yeah, I'm gonna say second round KO, and I'm going Dobson. Second
Okay,
round KO.
okay.
That feels right to me. And again, nothing against Malkoon.
Mm-hmm,
I'm sure he's a magnificent gentleman, but I don't know. Like Voodoo said, perfection. The fact that even though it might not be against the best in the world, it is 6-0 against some guys that don't want you to fucking win. So
mm-hmm.
there's that. So I'm going Dobson second round KO.
No doubt.
Now, we have Fabio
Mm-hmm,
Chirants, right?
mm-hmm.
Who's
The
seven
water
and three.
buffalo or something like that. Yeah,
Yep,
water
that's him.
buffalo.
That is him.
Yeah,
He looks like a jacked up fuck, what's his name? JJ Buckner. For those,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's
he
right.
looks like a
That's right.
taller JJ Buckner. Um,
Yeah.
but speaking of like taller fuckers, I mean, he lost to Alonzo Menningfield to Von Fluchok,
Yeah.
got KO'd by William Knight, and now he steps in with Carlos Ulberg.
Mm-hmm,
Fabio needs a win, because both of his UFC fights against Menefeld and Knight, respectively, at
mm-hmm,
UFC 260 and UFC Fight Night back in August. Oh, that was the
mm-hmm,
Cannonier Gastelum fight. Right. So both of his UFC fights have produced nil in terms of victory. Right. Now, on
mm-hmm,
the other side of the docket, we have the 3-1 Black Jag, Carlos Ulberg, who
mm-hmm,
is former king of the ring. He comes from obviously city kickboxing, right? Lost to Kennedy Nunchukwu. Did I say that
mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
10 points.
Mm-hmm.
So both gentlemen are essentially winless in the UFC. Now, Olberg has the asterisks of actually KOing Bruno Oliveira back on the Dana White's Contender Series, but
Mm-hmm.
one would argue that's not an actual UFC fight. This would be it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that fight against Kennedy, he lost and he got KO'd, right? And
Mm-hmm.
Fabio has the same kind of deal. So you
Mm-hmm.
got to think that this is winner take all, and loser may die in terms of the UFC aspirations in this fight.
Mm-hmm. So this one right here, we got Izzy's boy and Carlos Ulberg going up against Fabio, the Water Buffalo. The Water Buffalo, a lot of power, but no dynamic movement, no lateral movement. That north-south power, like the juggernaut, that it's there, but lateral movement beats that kind of direct power coming at you. So I'm going with Carlos to win this one because he's got the reach advantage, he's got the kickboxing advantage. I'm sure his takedown defense is going to be at the point where he won't be taken down by Fabio. He's going to piece up Fabio and finish him in the second round. TKO.
Yeah, I think you know, especially since Izzy is fighting up top. maybe the city kickboxing guys, if they're on this card, on the undercard of an easy fight, they might have a little bit more favorable matchup. So,
Hmm.
I I'm gonna go with you too. Nothing against Fabio, but
Nothing, no.
yeah, Ulberg. I got
Main
Ulberg.
personal. Me too.
Yeah. So, speaking of the things that we get, one
Hmm.
thing that we got, especially maybe in that UFC, kind of the UFC atmosphere in 2015, right? We were talking about Renato Moicano. Moicano is the best. Like even Joe Rogan was like, "Oh man, when Moicano, gets going, he's probably going to be one of the greatest of all time, right?"
Hmm.
Well,
Hmm.
unfortunately, everything has caught up to him, and here he is, even at 32, right? He's a tenured young vet, and one would argue he might be past his sell by date, right? Because next week thing, everything kind of just passes you by, essentially, right? We've seen people in the UFC that have been there in less time with less notoriety, right? And they've essentially passed Moicano by. And one of those people, you can make an argument, is Alexander the Great Hernandez at 13-4. This is a Mark Montoya Factory X gentleman, right? Got KO's Mike Breeden, but then loses via unanimous decision to Thiago Moises. KO's Chris Gretschmarker, right?
Hmm.
Loses to Drew Dober. The OG Francisco Trinaldo, uh, basically Alexander the Great, best him.
Hmm.
I mean, Jesus Christ. Like Alexander the Great Hernandez has been in there with some of this sport's greatest, right?
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
whereas, I mean, Moicano lost to fucking Korean Zombie, lost to Aldo, beat Cub Swanson, beat Calvin Cater, lost to
Hmm.
Ortega,
Hmm.
beat Jeremy Stevens,
Hmm.
Zabira
Hmm. Hmm.
Tukagov,
Hmm.
beat him too.
Hmm.
Damn, this is not a bad fight. This
Yeah,
is
yeah, it's
not
a
a bad
very
fight.
good fight.
And
Here's our
I'm
second
actually gonna,
candidate, by the way. Here's our second
yeah,
candidate.
I say this is my fight of the night candidate for
Hmm.
sure.
Hmm. Hmm.
This a lot of people are gonna sleep on this one, and the
Hmm.
crazy thing about it is you're gonna get this on UFC or ESPN Plus rather. So
Hmm.
this one is
Hmm.
free. I
Hmm.
I will put this up against anything on this card. This is
Hmm.
one of the fight of the nights.
Hey,
I'm
hey, this kid, Alexander, he spoke up and he said that he was not too pleased being on the undercard of this particular card. He felt he was disrespected, and he put it out there in the media like that. So what I see here is if he goes in and he mops up Moicano and he jumps on that mic, man, the combination, the two heat meets together makes a bigger bomb. He's gonna blow up. He's gonna blow up. He's got to perform in this particular match, though. He's got the perfect opponent, difficult enough to propel him really high, but doable, doable. He's got the tools to beat Moicano. Now, will he succumb to the pressure, or will he find a way to victory? Let's see what happens.
yeah. You know what? So you've got not Moicano, right?
I'm
You
going
got
Alexander on this one, man. I think
okay.
he's got it. I think he's got it.
I'm gonna go second round submission Moicano, even though I
Okay.
was going to say like, he's past his prime or whatever.
Hmm.
It's close enough that you can
It,
make an argument one way or another. I think though, if it goes to the decision, I do believe that Alexander Hernandez is essentially going to. I mean, Moicano won't look the same at all.
it's going to be definitely a split decision victory because they're both so close to being evenly matched. But I think Alexander's muscle mass is going to make a difference. He's able to carry his weight nonstop for 15 minutes. He's got excellent cardio. He understands the in and out technique. I hit you, and wait, before you can hit me, I'm already out. He understands that and he utilizes it very well. It's very taxing, this technique. But once you are able to carry it for 15 and 25 minutes, the world is your oyster.
Yeah, 100%. And speaking of oysters,
Mm.
the good brother Fight Life Nation says, "Hey guys, fun fact: a $20 bet on a four-fight parlay taking Alexander, Derrick Lewis, Brunson, and Whittaker pays $590.
Brunson and
Is
Whittaker, huh?
Oh,
Mm.
Alexander, Derrick Lewis, Brunson, and Whittaker. So four.
Mm.
Which is that like the thing that they have with yogurt and granola? The parlay?
I don't know.
No, that's a parfait. My bad. I don't
it,
know
it it must
shit
be
about
like some
betting,
kind of side
unfortunately.
bet. It must be like a side bet or something.
Okay.
Parlay. That's what it sounds to me.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, thank you for that. I actually I took a picture of that very comment because just in case. So it's there. So I might have to get in your DMs to see how the fuck that happens. Because there's a lot of oysters and a lot of parfaits that you can get on this $20 parlay that Fight Life Nation is doing. And so I'm gonna check you out, bud. Thank you, good brother. That's awesome. Now, uh, we got Ronnie Lawrence, who looks like, oh my god, I'm sorry. Ronnie Lawrence
The heat.
he looks like a Nurmagomedov without really, like, the picture that they have on Typology,
Yeah.
he he looks like the, like one of those Dagestani wrestler guys that look like Abe Lincoln meets
Yeah,
the little
yeah,
brother from Malcolm in the Middle.
yeah.
And I don't. Now that I said it, I can't unsee it. There's nothing against the Heat, Ronnie Lawrence, but I mean, this is somebody who beat Vince Cachero in his only UFC outing. I'm not.
Mm,
I mean, I say the only outing in reference to Vince Cachero, right?
mhm, mhm,
Uh,
mhm,
but he beat the Ricketts, as in Mike Ricketts, back at HR
mhm,
MMA 105.
mhm,
Um, he That's pretty much like so Vince Cachero and Ricketts, just because Ricketts sounds like the thing that you catch, like, I got a case of the Ricketts, but apparently
Referee
Ronnie Lawrence,
stoppage.
yeah, but Michael Lawrence apparently beat the Ricketts. So shout out to
Mhm,
Ronnie Lawrence, who's 7-1. But Mana Martinez,
mhm,
man, that guy, he
mhm,
beat Guido Canetti, beat Jose Johnson at Fury FC 46, which was actually featured on Dana White's Looking for a Fight. That's why Fury
mhm,
FC 46 was called Looking for a Fight.
mhm,
You know,
mhm.
Jesus Christ. So split decision KO versus Ronnie Lawrence's in his last two fights. It is, I mean, what is it? A TKO and a unanimous decision. You know what? I'm going with Brick slash Dagestani. I'm going with Ronnie Lawrence.
Yeah, I remember the fight against Vince Cachero.
Yeah, it break my heart.
I remember great distance control. Counter striking was on point. Sniper with his shots. But Mana Mana looks like he likes to throw down himself. Uh, 3-fight win streak. Guido. I don't know. I don't know if Guido is. up there. I've never heard of Guido, but I do know Little Guido. Remember Little Guido? Little Guido was a dope
The
ass wrestler.
FBI. Hey, manja,
Yeah,
manja.
yeah. Hey, I thoroughly enjoyed his wrestling, man.
Dude, he was
Back
a
in
shooter.
ECW,
He's a
back in
fucking
ECW.
shooter. That dude would. I
Yeah.
mean, it's amazing that the real life James Maritano never did jujitsu
Mm,
because he was trained as a catch wrestler. So
mm,
that motherfucker could go in the ring, you know. So
yeah.
he would have been an amazing, like, I don't know, 145er, you know. And imagine it like Little Guido on the team of like Josh Barnett and Sakuraba
Mm,
at Quintet.
yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
fucking dope, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah. So like I said, I got the heat. I got Ronnie Lawrence.
Yeah. Okay, I got Ronnie Lawrence too. And by the way, that one time ACW came to the Grand Olympic Auditorium,
Were
I
you
went with the
there?
homie Kung Fu. Yeah, I was there, bro. I was
Wow.
there. It
Is
was
that
so
where
sick. That
fucking
was
Rob
when
Van Dam
our
did the?
Dan Terminator. Yeah,
Wow, that
it was
was.
crazy. I have Polaroids of it. I still have it.
Oh,
I
you need
have
to break those
Polaroids
some bitches
with
out, bud.
RVD. I got Polaroids with RVD.
That's dope. That's so
uh,
fucking dope. And
I
especially Grand
believe
Olympic.
Little Guido fought Tajiri on this day. They had a
Oh my fucking
masterful
god.
match. It was crazy,
That's
bro.
goosebump shit right there.
Crazy.
Ah,
It was
those are
crazy.
two of my all-time favorites.
What's that
Fuck,
guy? Stevie,
Steve Carino or Stevie Richards?
Carino. Steve Carino. He fought
Oh,
that
old
night
school,
too.
King of old school.
Yeah. I
That
think he
dude.
fought. I think he fought Shane Douglas
That
that
makes
day.
sense.
It
Yeah, that
was
makes sense.
dope, man. It was so dope.
And
It
especially
was so
Grand
dope.
Olympic Auditorium, which is one of the pantheons of wrestling history. You know, Roddy Piper, Chavo Guerrero Sr., Mondo Guerrero, Superstar Billy Graham, Andre the Giant, Muhammad
Yeah.
Ali fought there. And look no further than Judo Jean LaBelle's mom, Eileen Eaton, who was a female fucking promoter and ran shit from LA all the way down to San Diego, all as far
Mm-hmm.
north as Bakersfield and as far east as San Bernardino. You know, I think they
Damn.
even ran El Monte, but that was again. It was tough to be a woman's wrestler, let alone a woman's fight promoter or you
Mm.
know, pro wrestling promoter. Shout out to Judo Jean LaBelle and Eileen Eaton, his mom, because I don't think we would the wrestling and boxing worlds would be completely different if not for a Grand Olympic Auditorium.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
Hell
Most
yes.
definitely.
Which I mean I cry every time I'm on the 10 East and I see it and nothing against it, but I see it's a Korean church and I'm like, no,
Mm.
that's fucking history, bro. Like, what are we doing? I don't know. Makes me sad. Makes me sad.
Yeah.
Oh God, you know, I found out that Hollywood Legion Stadium, where Luthez used to, it was the site of the first $1 million gate in pro wrestling history. The first time pro wrestling had grossed $1 million in box office ticket sales.
Mm.
Right, that happened at Hollywood Legion Stadium. And do you know what Hollywood Legion Stadium is now?
What?
It's the LA Fitness right behind the Fonda. Yeah. No, I shit you not. I shit you
Oh,
not. That's
oh
it.
my
It
god.
was yeah, that was it.
Oh man.
That was that's what it is. And there's only a little placard on the left hand side of the what is it, the entrance, that it
Hey,
says like this was Hollywood Legion Stadium.
hey, this reminds me of a movie I saw a long time ago. It was called Kundun. It was the Dalai Lama, the young Dalai Lama, and he was being coached in life by a older monk. Something happened, and he told him. He said, "Things change, Kundun. You know what I'm saying? Here today, gone tomorrow." That's how the story goes, right?
Yeah, here today, gone tomorrow, which sometimes I am. Alex says Adam Woods is on the After 83 Weeks podcast earlier. Pretty fucking sick. Yes, I'm a part of that. Thank you for checking that out. Um, Myself, George Hermosa of the Wrestling Chatter, Steve Kaufman, the impresario
Yeah,
of all podcasts, and the great Christy Olson. We were hanging with WWE Hall of Famer Eric Bischoff. That
that's
was,
right.
yeah, man. So thank you for checking that out, and you can check that out on all of After 83 Weeks, or actually 83 Weeks social media. So Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. I'm not sure Instagram. Not Instagram, but definitely Twitter, Facebook, as well as the YouTube, the team of yous.
That's
Um,
right.
but speaking of yous, I think in the words of Kings of Leon, I think these two combatants are going to use each other or use somebody. They're looking to use somebody to get that win. And
Mhm.
William Knight, the Nightmare, 11 and
Mhm.
2 is a scary mamma jamma,
Mhm.
man.
Mhm.
Uh, he, he beat, as we were talking about earlier, KO's Fabio Chenrat,
Mhm.
unanimous decision with Alonso Menefiel.
Mhm.
Actually did grappling and beat
Mhm.
Daniel Mola by rear naked choke. So he's not just a one trick pony in terms of a KO artist. He he can grapple too, right?
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
but on the other side of the docket, we have Maxim Grishin, and
Mhm.
Maxim, this gentleman is coming off of a loss to Dustin Jacoby, but he beat Gazimurad Antigulov, right? A
Yes.
favorite of ours here. Yeah, KO's
Middleweight.
Antigulov, right?
Yep.
But he loses to Marcin Tybura via unanimous
Yep.
decision.
I
So,
remember.
yeah, man, I mean, Russians are scary cats, but so is the Nightmare. The Nightmare is what nightmares are made of. I should say, William Knight is the thing that nightmares are made out of, because you could be separated from consciousness unceremoniously. So I
I
got William Knight.
Yeah, man, I'm with you on that, man. I like his style, man. He reminds me of he reminds me of what Wolverine should be. You know what I
Ooh,
mean?
I like that
Not
analogy.
tall, dark, not tall, dark, and handsome. Like short, compact, massive. That's what Wolverine was. He wasn't a tall individual. You know what I mean? He was like a little small wrecking ball, and he tore through things. And that's what's going to happen with William Knight. He's going to tear through Maxim, Grisham. I see one of those hit him in the body, come over and finish up at the head type of hook. So drop him in a second. He's
Yeah,
going to sleep.
yeah, no, 100%. Couldn't agree with you more, right? But you speak of compacts, right? You could
Hmm.
argue that the flyweights in this next contest are compact and they pack a lot of power, because we've got
Hmm.
Matt Schnell, not to be confused with the Snells on Ozarks, Netflix's
Hmm.
Ozarks. I'm all up
Hmm.
in that Ozark shit, man. This fucking crazy shit happening in Missouri,
Hmm.
but we've got Danger Matt Schnell, who lost to Rodrigo Bontorin in his last outing, but he beat
Yep.
Tyson Nam, lost to Alexandre Pantoja, right?
Hmm.
Beat Jordan Espinosa, beat Luis Smolka. Damn, that's not bad for
That's
Danger.
saying something. Yeah, that's
That
saying
is,
something.
yeah. Oh shit. But we've got Alex Perez, right? He's a former UFC flyweight contender. This is a man who, I mean, representing that Central Valley of California. A Tachi Palace veteran. He's a Pandemonium veteran. RFA veteran, King of the Cage veteran, CFFC. I mean, there's so much, and until he, faces a unstoppable Davidson Figueiredo,
Hmm.
he was, pretty vicious himself, and Alex Perez is still vicious. I'm going with Alex Perez. Nothing
Me
against
too,
Matt
man.
Snell. Yeah, nothing
Yeah,
against
yeah,
Matt Snell. But
yeah,
Alex Perez was on the Dream Crashers podcast with us, so
yeah. Okay.
that's home team. And he changed
Hey,
that
man.
Oyama.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey. Alex Perez has the intangible. He's got wrestling, and with that wrestling, he's going to nullify his opponent. His opponent, I remember him, Schnell. He's a very good striker. He's moving towards free flow. I'll give him that. He's earned it. Um, but Alex Perez knows that, and he's not gonna let that happen. So he'll stand with him long enough to get close. He'll take him down. He'll control rabbit punches and all those punches. Put him on the fence. Make it an ugly fight, like a wrestler should. Alex Perez is gonna do his thing. If he keeps him on the ground, he'll get the TKO, no later than the third round. So let's go.
Yep, let's go. That's Lamore represent. Team Oyama represent. Shout out to Colin Oyama, who had a bad trip with the fucking Uber driver that
Yeah.
took him to the airport. And it was like,
What happened?
I think he got overcharged. Like,
Oh.
yeah, so he wasn't happy at all. Wasn't happy at all. I was telling Owen to get this one. Anywho, so on the next fight we have. Oh God, I lost my damn deal. Okay,
Roxanne.
Roxanne Modafferi and
Yep.
Casey O'Neill, which
Yep.
is
Yep.
Roxanne's retirement fight.
Mhm. Mhm. 50
I want.
fights or something like that.
I mean, I don't know if it's 60, but
50.
it's damn
50.
near. Yeah, yeah. But she's facing a tough one in Casey O'Neill, who's undefeated. But honest to goodness, I didn't see. I mean, out of Casey O'Neill, I didn't. She beat Antonina Shevchenko, but I don't know. I
Hey.
want Roxanne.
Yeah. Hey. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's something about this O'Neal kid. There's something about her. She understands. She puts it together so well. She breaks him down. She's methodical. She breaks him down. It's like she reminds me of a venomous snake. It could have been a rattlesnake or a black mamba or king cobra. They strike, the animal runs away, and then they follow, and then they just watch. They watch. Once it stops moving, they go in for the kill. This is what Casey O'Neill reminds me of. Casey O'Neill, excellent striking. I think she trains out. She trained out there in Tiger Muay Thai in Thailand when we first heard of her. I don't know if you remember that. And then uh, now she came through. At first, we figured she was gonna be a striker, and then it turned out, oh, she's got some submission too. Whoa, look at this! Look at this rear naked choke. She's a complete fighter. She's a complete fighter. She came to the UFC at the right time, and it's her time to shine. I see her stopping Roxanne in a second. It's gonna be crazy. I would like
I,
Roxanne to win, but it ain't gonna happen.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I know because as much as I love Roxy,
Hmm.
she doesn't have exciting fights, right? And that
Hmm.
against somebody like Casey O'Neill, that's definitely gonna bite her in the ass, right? But
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
don't know. I want to believe. I want to believe that for the last one at least, she fucking turns on that killer instinct and just messes up Casey O'Neill and
Hey,
takes that
hey,
takes that win away.
Roxanne. Roxanne lacks everything necessary to survive in mixed martial arts. But yeah, she did it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
There's no fast twitch muscle. She doesn't look strong. You know what I mean? She doesn't have your stereotypical look of a fighter. You know what I mean? But that heart, man, that heart inside of her, I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. It's special. You know what I mean? Look how long she's been fighting, man. Look how long she's been fighting, and the level of competition that she's fought in her career.
Mm-hmm.
She's all heart and grit, all heart and grit. That's the legacy of Roxanne Modafferi. You know what I mean? Straight edge, all heart, grit. She took everything she wanted. She went and took it. You know what I mean? She went and took it. No athleticism whatsoever. Yet she did things from pure hard work. And little boys and little girls, y'all can learn from that. You know what I'm saying? Stay focused and sharpen your craft. The future's bright.
No, 100%. The future is bright. I mean, again, hoping for the best, but also expecting the worst when it comes to Roxanne Modafferi's fighting.
Yeah.
So there's that. But speaking of the best, the worst, oh man, I
Vanderaa is
like,
back.
but yes, I like the mountain. I like the mountain, but I like Arlovski more. Former UFC heavyweight champion, the fucking Belarusian badass, the fucking
Mm-hmm.
the pitbull fucking teeth,
Mm-hmm.
man. Like
Mm-hmm.
he was somebody who, you know, he basically channeled his notoriety, right? Like UFC used to be Tito Ortiz's flaming shorts,
Mm-hmm.
Chuck Liddell's Iceman shorts, and Andrei Arlovski's mouth guard, right? Where
Mm-hmm.
you just knew about those early day, you know, first Zuffa
Mm-hmm.
kind of bannered UFC events. Obviously Arlovski was there and one of the tent poles
Mm-hmm.
for not just the heavyweight division but also UFC and what would become MMA as a whole. He was just
Mm-hmm.
synonymous with it. But it almost feels like he's a lamb to the slaughter against the mountain. Um, I want Arlovski to win. I want one more run. I want one more run, and him versus Francis Ngannou, that
Mm-hmm.
is fun. That is
Mm-hmm.
fun. But obviously, um, I think they've already fought, right?
Yeah, he got knocked
Yeah, he
out.
got knocked the fuck out, and Francis is even scarier now because he knows the wrestling. Jesus Christ. And he also lost to Brett Rogers. For those who
Yeah.
are fans of what is it, Elite FC,
Mm-hmm.
back on CBS, back
Mm-hmm.
in the day. Yeah. So wait, be, wait, did he? Yeah, he got KO'd back in 2017 by Francis. I don't
Hey
know, man.
man,
Let's run
he
that shit
first
back.
he first fought in the UFC in 2001.
True,
Yeah.
true. I'm still in high
Uh,
school.
hey, he lost to Pedro Hizzo.
Yeah,
Pedro
right.
Hizzo. Rico Rodriguez. Those are
Yeah,
like pioneers.
for sure.
Wow. Machuchenko.
Yeah,
Tim Sylvia.
Adamir. Wow.
Wow. Fabricio Verdun. Wow. Ben Rothwell. Roy Nelson. Fyodor Emelianenko. Sergey Katatonov. Ray Kryptonite Lopez. Look at all these names, man. He's fought the who is who of fighting. Brandon Schaub knocked him the fifth. Nah, he didn't knock him out, but he beat him.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Travis Brown, Frank Mir, Alistair Overeem, Josh Barnett,
yeah.
Stipe Miocic, Stephen Struve. Wow, Walt Harris.
Over him.
Too many. Too many. Now he's fighting Jerry Vanderaa. Either way, I'm still going with the Pitbull. He's
Yeah.
longer. He's agile, mobile. He's got a lateral movement. He's gonna piece up Jared Kender. Vander doesn't have that lateral movement.
Facts.
Arlovski's been sniping him since 2001, man.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You
Two
know what I mean?
amazing results too.
He's been world champion before Jared even started.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
I'm guessing. I'm speculating, but you get my point. You know what I mean? So this guy, he's on a whole nother level. Yes, he's older, but he can still be pretty sharp, especially against a Jared. I'll put money down. I mean, he's top 15, fighting a number 44.
Hmm.
Arlovski all the way.
Yeah, yeah. I'd say it happens unanimous decision, just due to the fact that I think Arlovski is going to take Vanderaa into deep waters,
Hmm.
and the oxygen, the cardio is going to be an issue. And I'm
He
not
better not
saying,
stick around.
yeah, I'm not saying that. It's just there's a lot of muscle mass on Vanderaa that maybe could be shed.
Mm.
But because bodybuilders don't necessarily make great fighters, right? And obviously, he's not just a bodybuilder. He didn't get to 12-6 do it, but the level of competition that Andrei Arlovski presents, it's a real threat, to him wanting to go to 13-6, and more likely, or moreover, going to 12-7. So Arlovski.
All day, every day, man. No arguments there.
But speaking of a tenured veteran, literally starting off the main card, we got OG
Hmm.
King Bobby Green, 28-12-1 against Naras
Hmm.
Haqparast, who's 13-4. Now, Nasrat, he trains at TriStar out in Montreal, beat Dan Hooker, actually lost to Dan Hooker
Hmm.
in September of last year, beat Rafa Garcia, beat Alex Munoz, lost to Drew Dober,
Hmm.
beat Joaquin Silva,
Hmm.
uh, you know, uh, beat Mark Dicassi, right?
Yep.
Now we've got uh, we've got Bobby Green, and Bobby Green,
Yep.
that dude's a Hall of Famer, and I think
Hmm.
he's just gritty enough to beat the younger Nasrat. I'm gonna go with Bobby Green, and maybe Nasrat will wipe the floor with him, but I just don't like betting against that OG, especially a guy who came back to essentially buy a house for his kids,
Mm.
which he was able to do. So I can't bet against that. That's what I'm trying to do, man. Buy my kids a house. So I'm going to
Mm.
OG Bobby Green.
OG Bobby Green all day, every day. Hey, we're not stopping.
No,
OG Bobby Green is for some reason it seems he has seen the light. He fights different.
yep,
He There's order and focus in his life. He understands what he needs to do and he's doing it.
yeah.
He's seeing he's seeing he's seeing he's seeing results because he's getting income as he's expressed. His skills continue to improve even in old age. Yeah, it's safe to say old age because he's been fighting since 2008. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Compared to Nasrat is younger and he's good. He's very good. He trains with a TriStar, like you said. But I got my money on OG Bobby Green, man. He's in 18th or what? 18th position for a reason. So let's go. OG
That's
Bobby Green.
fuck
Split
yes.
decision. I'll give him split decision. It'll be a good fight.
Yeah,
Technical
same.
fight too.
Yeah, split. I agree with you 100%. 100%. But holy shit, we have Marcel Pitbull Rojo
Hmm.
against Kyler Phillips. Now Rojo, uh, coming off a loss to Charles Aero Jourdain,
Hmm.
uh, he's a Combate veteran where he prior to the UFC beat Victor
Hmm.
Hugo Madrigal at
Hmm.
Combate 45 Guadalajara, right?
Hmm.
He
Hmm.
lost to John Sexy Mexi Castaneda, who is now in the UFC, right?
Hmm.
Uh, he he beat Jesse Strader, friend of the show,
Mm-hmm.
um, at Combate 27, right? And I believe, yeah. So that's wild. So I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go with. Well, actually, let's talk about the Matrix, right?
Okay.
Matrix uh, lost to Rylan Paivia, but beat Yadong Song or Song Yadong or Dong
Mm-hmm.
something
Let
about a
me tell
dong.
you something. You
Yeah,
dong sung. You heard?
Yadong Song, right?
Dong sung.
But Kyler loses to Victor Henry back at CXF 15 Rage in the Cave. So that's fun to think about because both men are now in the UFC in a situation that they might run it back. Uh, also, Kyler Phillips, he beat Taylor Faro in his MMA debut, which was both of their MMA debuts. Shit, I want to believe I was there for that. I might have been. No, I'm not. No, I
CXF.
wasn't there for that. Yeah, because that was Ghost Pepper versus Shohei Yamamoto. No, this is
Ah,
back in 2016. I
that's
think
way
this
back.
predate. Yeah, that predates me even being involved with the sport. So yeah. So, but I mean, that's still pretty fun to
Yeah.
think about, right?
Yeah.
And you look at it. You got David Duran, Moses Marietta, Andrei Vasilenko, uh, Karen Darabidian, Shohei Yamamoto, Eric
Mm-hmm.
Gonzalez, Isaac
Mm-hmm.
Fernandez versus Marcos Bonilla, Josh Jones as like a damn heavyweight. That's Chase
Mm-hmm.
Gibson, R.I.P. Chase Gibson. Um, that's Darion Chapman was also on this card against Bobby Sanchez. Wow,
Mm-hmm.
man, that's fucking wild. Shout out to CXF and Dow Lights Out for
Mm-hmm.
literally being a showcase for all these young fighters. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna switch my shit up. I'm going Kyler Phillips.
Hey, Kyle Phillips all day, man. The Matrix. I like the way he pushes the boundaries. He bends the spoon like Neo did in the Matrix. He is one of those few fighters that will change this game. He reminds me of an Adrian Yanez, but Yanez is more a different style of this phenomenon that I'm trying to describe here. Uh, Sugar Sean O'Malley, he has it as well. He's got it. It's like that glow in the movie The Last Dragon. Something mystique like that is what I'm trying to talk about here. But it's it's a need of a human being to fully express themselves through combat without limits. You know, this kid he does that, and I want to see it continue. So I'm gonna go for him to win. You know, I hope he gets some kind of dramatic knockout.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all, man. And shout out to the Matrix again. Nothing against Marcel Rojo, but this is a guy who fought in some of the places. I mean, literally the promotion that Voodoo fought for. You know, so
Hmm.
you know that's home team shit. So
That's
shout out
right,
to Kyler Phillips, man. Yeah, hopefully you get the win.
and
Uh,
he's good.
yes, he is.
It ain't just home team. He's actually good.
He's fucking great. He's fucking
Yeah.
great, you know? But speaking of great, holy shit, man. This could be a headline fight in itself. We have Derrick Brunson, former UFC interim champion, against one and only Jared Cannonier. Brunson, 23-7, right? Uh,
Hmm.
he's on a fucking roll, man. He hasn't lost since he lost to Israel Adesanya back in
Changed his life.
2018. Yeah, absolutely. He stopped fucking dressing like Macaulay Culkin, that's for sure. Uh, that's here nor there. But he beat the Spartan Elias Theodoreau, Ian Heinich, Edmund Shabazian. He basically threw coal on the Golden Boy. Kevin
Hmm.
Holland, and Darren Till. That is one,
Hmm.
two, three, four, 5 fight win streak for one Derrick Brunson. You know, and
Hmm.
like you said, it did change his life because he went on a win streak after. But also, Jared Cannonier, who's one of the scariest motherfucker. They call him the Killer Gorilla for a reason, right? And beat Kelvin Gastelum by unanimous decision, but lost to Bobby Knuckles, Robert Whittaker, right? Beat Jack Hermanson, who we just saw fight. Beat Anderson Silva, right? As Anderson Silva sustained another fucking knee injury, you know? Beat former World Series of Fighting champion and black belt David Branch, but losing to Dominic Reyes and Jan Blachowicz, who's a former UFC light heavyweight champion. Damn, man. Cannonier and Brunson. Shit me.
It's gonna be
Oh,
Wrestling
God.
City. It's gonna
Oh,
be boring.
yes.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
boring.
it is.
If
It is.
Cannonier can knock him out immediately,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a long 15 minutes. Get dragged on the floor. He's gonna get
So,
dragged.
so are you trying to
Derrick
say, like,
Bronson.
you
Derrick
know?
Bronson, unanimous decision.
Okay, I'm
He's
with
gonna
that.
drag him.
I'm with
He's
that.
gonna drag him.
I'm with that. Okay, fuck it.
Put the
Then,
cardio on him.
yeah, I guess that's it. I don't think we have any more to say. I think we said more than
Straight
more
up.
action than what the fight is actually going to be, and that's just the way it is, you know. So we are at the co-main events of the evening. We have Derrick the Black Beast Lewis against Tai Tuivasa, right? Bam Bam Tuivasa is 14-3. He is coming off of a more than a few wins, right? This is a guy that wasn't on the UFC roster, you know, coming into the
Into
pandemic
COVID.
era deals. They cut him, right? Comes back, beats KO's Stefan Struve, KO's Harry Hunsucker, KO's fucking Greg Hardy, which he deserves a Nobel Peace Prize. Holy shit, that one, right? And he KO's Augustus Sakai, right? And fuck the Shui, don't like that shit. But you got the Black Beast, right? You got the fucking Shui against My Balls Was Hot. I think this is going to be one of the most, I guess, fan heralded fucking fights. You got two fan favorites, you know, fighting each other, right? And I think it's going to be a quick affair. Obviously, Derrick Lewis beat Chris Dawkins, lost to Cyril Gane, in that fucking UFC heavyweight interim title debacle, right? Beat Curtis Blades, KOs him, KOs fucking Alexei Olenek, unanimous decision with Ilir Latifi, who's fucking built like a brick shit house, losing to fucking Daniel Cormier and Junior Dos Santos, but those are two former champions right there. Alexander Volkov is a former Bellator champion who he has a win over. Beat Francis Ngannou, so if they ran that shit back, it's a nice little asterisk to get against Ngannou, right? Jesus Christ, I don't know. And these are two fucking favorites. It's not like it's like Curtis Blades in here. There's got fucking Tuivasa and fucking Derrick Lewis, man. So what say you?
Hey, in the end, these two are both bangers, like you said.
Yeah.
But one is in 6th place, and the other one is in what, 11th or 14th,
Yeah,
whatever.
11th and 4th, yeah.
Yeah. There's a huge gap there. Derrick Lewis, he's actually making an effort to get in shape.
Right.
He only needs one, but Tuivasa only needs one as well, right? And Tuivasa has kickboxing.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. That's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a
I got Bam
very
Bam.
tough one.
I got Bam Bam. Fuck it.
Okay, I'll take Derrick Lewis.
Okay.
I'll take Derrick Lewis. It's worthy of a 50-50 split.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? They both deserve to be chosen.
Yeah. So I guess we're at the main events of the evening. We have Robert, the Reaper Whittaker.
The Reaper.
Yeah,
The Reaper.
the only thing his fucking shit got reaped was, you know, when fucking Yoel Romero fucked this shit up, right? Hashtag never forget. Jesus Christ. And then you got Israel Adesanya, the last style bender. To me, he is one of the greatest of all time, even still right now, and his history is still being written. I'm not,
True.
like I said, Izzy is not somebody that I would want to fucking hang out with,
Mhm.
but I am not good. Again, he's one of the greatest of the generation. He's beat Bobby Knuckles twice already at this
In
point.
one fight.
Yeah, exactly. So I got Izzy. And Izzy's gonna fucking want to toy around with his fucking food. So this shit will probably go fourth round KO. That's what I got. Fourth round KO.
It, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes into the fifth round and then the KO because
Yeah.
Whittaker and his team, they always make adjustments. You
Yeah,
know.
100%.
Now Whittaker, he's been there. The butterflies are gone. You know.
Yeah.
He doesn't really have to worry much about what Izzy's bringing. He's felt him already.
Right.
They've worked around it. He's going to do much better. But I think Izzy is going to remain ahead of him, a
Yeah.
step or two ahead of him,
Thousand
and
percent.
he's going to retain that victory. He might not even get the knockout though,
Yeah, that's true.
because he has to watch out for the takedown.
That's true.
He knows that Whittaker is coming in for the takedown. So his defensive assault will be keep moving so you don't get grabbed. He's going to stick a move
Yeah.
the majority of the time and
Yeah.
not try and get his feet planted so long that he gets taken down like Jan Blachowicz did to him.
Right. But a world in this day and age where Izzy loses, I'm not
Hmm.
saying that it's so far out of the question, but
Hmm.
it's far enough in my mind that it doesn't even seem like a reality. Yeah, Team
Right.
Izzy. Team Izzy.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Fuck yes. Well, speaking of what's up, thank you for being up with us in this late hour for Voodoo in the
Yeah.
Woods. And again, you're going to join us back here sometime this weekend. I know there's this
Hmm.
big game of there's a bowl and it's super and whatever. So
Hmm.
maybe we move it to Monday. But in any event, you're going to want to check us out at Voodoo in the Woods. And we thank bodyslam.net for simulcasting this. So shout out to
Hmm.
bodyslam.net.
Hmm.
Voodoo, and shout out to all of you guys for joining us here.
That's
Now,
right.
Voodoo, where can they find you on the socials?
Definitely on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook page, Twitter, and Snapchat. Like, share, subscribe to Voodoo in the Woods and According to Woods. So let's go. Voodoo Maximus all day, every day. Signing
Yes,
out.
yes, and I'm According to Woods, and you can catch me here on Voodoo in the Woods, and then According to Woods might do a thing or two or eight, as
Yeah.
Voodoo says. But across the board is According to Woods, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, where I share shit of people getting dumped on their heads
Yeah.
because I just think it's fun. Until I get dumped on my head, and I don't think that's fun. Yes, that's a fucking paradox. I know, but that's the line I'm gonna walk. But speaking of lines, you guys go straight and narrow to your own victories in life and success, and we will see you back here with more Voodoo in the Woods.